Hey guys, Lakeisha McKnight here, and welcome back to the Revitalize the Total Woman podcast, where we're helping business women to strive towards achieving total wellness. Wellness in the area of their finances, their spirituality, right? Their family, their social life. Every area of their lives, we're helping them to become totally healthy. And so, again, thank you so much for being present with me today. Remember, this podcast is being brought to you on behalf of Women of Elevation Career Services International, nonprofit that's headquartered in Chesapeake, Virginia. And this particular media outreach helps other people around the world, like yourself, to be able to tune in and listen in, knowing what is going on with this particular nonprofit. And a lot of people are tapping in from other states through what we have called and what we've created starting in 2013. We've called it the Revitalize Women's Movement. Right? People are tapping in. We're getting people to be speakers for our virtual events and attending our live events, right? That we try to have, of course, in Virginia and other places. So thank you for tuning in. Have a couple of updates to give you before we dive into today's nugget. Number one, of course, we are soon going to be, when I say we, that is Women of Elevation. The nonprofit is actually soon going to be registered in Nigeria, Africa. So we're going to have actually a branch, right? A location right there in Africa. And we're going to be having some annual conferences where women from the U.S., right, and other places, right, they're going to come in, they're going to partner with us, and we're going to go and empower women in Africa. How amazing is that? And so we're thanking God for the door that is opened and for, just the great relationships that have been formed. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Know that this particular podcast is aired live right now, of course, and we're going to provide an edited version that you're going to see, of course, in our archives as well. So this particular podcast is being heard on iHeartRadio, is being heard on SoundCloud, and definitely on the social network platforms. We're very happy for what's actually happening with this particular podcast show. So again, thank you so much for listening in. For those of you who have been committed listeners, and for those of you who are new, thank you so much for tuning in. Alrighty, so as you may see with the topic, this is the second episode for the second year in which we're doing this podcast show, and the title is Why Women Are Creators, of course. Why are women creators? Why have we been created to create? Right? I kind of given it away already. One of the foundational elements with this nonprofit is we definitely have a spiritual foundation. We definitely believe that God is really the source of it all. And, God created, right? He created woman from man. Took that rib out of Adam and created woman. Woman. Right? And so we have to consider this fact that we, as being made, of course, also in the image of God, then to have the ability, just like our Creator, we're made in His likeness, and one of His character traits was being able to create. And so we have this inborn ability to be able to create. We actually help to give birth to children and bring children into the world, but we also have the ability to bring wonderful ideas and inventions and things of that nature into the world as well. Sometimes, of course, women put this particular area of their lives on the shelves, but it's time in this year, 2016, to bring that thing, dust that stuff right off, right, and take it off the shelf, and let's put it into work. Let's put that thing into action. Whatever it is that you sat aside and said, you know what? I didn't get it accomplished last year. If that's a part of the purpose for which you were created, you still need to do it. You still need to get it done, right? Don't forsake it. Don't leave it alone. It's time to get it done. What about that book? It's time to get that book completed. You may have started, got the first chapter or a second chapter written. You still can get it done. Don't forsake that purpose. Don't forsake it. You have the ability to create. There are various things that you can create, and we're going to talk about that actually in the coming days. Ideas, things that you can create. We're going to give you little nuggets as far as creative ideas that we can look into. Things that, right, society would say that only men can do, but that actually, truth be told, women can do it as well, right? Okay, because we're just as creative. We have that innovative ability just like men have. We just haven't tapped into it as much because in some societies and cultures, women have been restricted from being able to tap into that area because they've been focused just on raising the children, just on, taking care of their household. But we also have the ability to create wonderful things, to be, involved in the business world. And so I want you to think about that as we're moving forward in this year. You are also a creator with a little c. With a little c. You have the ability to create. And we're going to talk about some suggestions and give you some ideas to kind of spark that innovation, that innovative side of you, so that you can blossom and become the woman that you have been called and created to be. So again, thank you so much for listening to me, Lakeisha McKnight, the founder of Women of Elevation, but most importantly, your host here with the Revitalize the Total Woman podcast. Remember, core 3 areas for this particular nonprofit and the movement, right? Helping you to be able to relate, create, and most importantly, elevate. And so we're helping you to receive and strive towards reaching total wellness in your life. And we hope that you've been blessed by this particular episode. Remember, this is a live recording. And so there's going to be an edited version as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be back tomorrow at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another live episode. Thank you so much for listening. Take care and God bless.